Hi, everybody. It's another Play It Forward here on the Loading Ready Run Entertainment Network. I'm Beej, and this is episode 2, chapter 0, as far as I'm concerned, of Betrayal at Krondor. It's a 1993 game published by Dynamics, made by Dynamics. Part of Sierra Entertainment. If you like Sierra games, you're going to be familiar with this from the old time. But this is like DOS. This is the old time DOSy DOS. And I have I've owned a copy of this for many years. I was excited to get a chance to play it, and also terrified to have a chance to play it, because is this actually like the way I remember it? And I'm hoping it is. I'm hoping it is. So I'm going to explain to you why you're going to see my eyes darting around a whole bunch if you end up watching me down in the corner while we play the game. Is that I've moved you from over here. I've moved you over to here now. You at home are going to be over here. So I keep blinking back and forth. It's for that reason. That's so that I can have the help web up, because I expect that the help web will have a lot of interesting things to tell me that, hey, you might want to do X, because I was reading the chapter 1 help web last night, just a little bit, not last night, when we were done, and I discovered that, the recommended means by which to do this is to go east at the beginning of the game instead of going south at the beginning of the game. So yeah, we're gonna work our way back up north anyway. And there's a whole kind of checklist of here's stuff you should do while you're doing stuff, and keep an eye out for like things that are going wrong. But yeah, it's like here's a bunch of recommended things to do at the top of the game. They'll make you more powerful. I hope we have audio. Sounds like we have audio. Let's change to the game. That's not the game, that's the game. First thing we're doing is barding some more, because we have time and can do it. I mean, if they don't let me play the lute, I'm never going to get actually any better at it. God, that loud keening sound. All right, so barding keeps going up, which is great. It's the only thing selected for everybody, which is great. And so top of the show, let's talk a little bit about what we're seeing here. It's going to keep going up. And I can't do anything while it tings for a brief period of time. So the idea is that when we started, we were supposed to go to the Yabon and Tirsog area, which is in the northwest of the map. We start in the northwest of the map anyway. But we should have gone another direction and accept a quest from Brother Jeremy. And it's like, oh, okay, well, I didn't do any of that. And then we're supposed to go to Lamut from there. And you find out about that stolen ruby that you have to do. And it's funny because the one thing is, like, as far as the game is concerned, the help web is concerned, it's like accept stolen ruby quest, and then also learn about the Braknur quest, and then you go to the Makmordin Kadal and you can kill the Braknur. Of course, there's no place in the game that it tells you that here's some things you've heard about and that you should do this stuff. This is very old school, so they want you to make notes of, hey, somebody mentioned X, maybe we need to go looking for that. But because of the way that that's managed, it's like you never really get a good idea about, like, there might be times in the game where somebody mentions a thing and you're like, well, wait, does that mean that, like, the dude who was like telling the story about I had a extramarital affair with this woman or whatever, does that mean that he was giving us the hint to a quest that's coming? There's a woman out there that is married, that is like, the husband is after this dude, and we're supposed to do something about that? Like, of course not. That's not anything that's important. But you know, we were told this in some flavor text, and it's impossible to know whether or not that was supposed to be something you had to do. So in terms of like note taking and stuff, there was probably Fortune smiled, despite the fact he was stumbling through the chords of This Kingdom Mine. Owen's lack of musical mastery was masked by the raucous noise of the tavern's drunken patrons thumping their mugs to the rhythm of the music. That was interesting, the tavern keeper said. I don't think I've ever heard that song tortured so much in one evening. Oh shit. You're lucky the patrons are drunk tonight. Against my better judgment, they're demanding I pay you. Here, withdrawing 17 sovereigns pieces from a pouch, the tavern keeper passed them to Owen. Now, if I try to do this again, I don't get thrown out, A. Owen strummed the lute. Before you get started, I think you should know we've tapped our entertainment fund. The tavern keeper said quietly, if you play here, it'll be only for your own amusement. I can't do that anymore, right? Now, if I exit, let's have a look at our abilities, because that's always fun. So 44% for Locklear, 51%, right? We clear that 50% threshold, you can start to do like very basic things in the game. 20% for Gorath. Fair enough. If we go back in, can we keep playing? No. So, as we've seen, the moment you lock yourself into having performed somewhere, the game does tell you, it's like, okay, you've done enough, you got paid once, you're not going to get paid again until I think a certain amount of time has passed, or until you visit so many other inns and bard or something along that line. So, yeah. This game is all about, of course, then keeping notes, watching what it is that you're doing. Because I'm not interested in making money off of the taverns. I'm just interested in playing more. Like, if they're like, you can play, and that's great, but you're not going to get any benefit, and we're not going to keep paying you, obviously, but we're also not going to up your skills, because you can't just keep doing it here. Let's talk to people. So this dude, same thing again. We tried to talk. He's like, what exactly do you want? Let's go find a jongleur. You know, that line comes up quite a bit. What does this person say? Owen coughed. You should see a priest about that, the woman said. How long have you been afflicted with it? Only just now. I have a small problem with smoke, Owen replied, gesturing to a corner of the tavern where a wood fire was burning in the hearth. I doubt the brothers of Sung would be much interested. See, letting us know that Sung is probably the god of health. She nodded, staring down to the dregs of her wine cup. Unless you've a mortal wound or a plague, or you've been stupid enough to fall prey to poison, I've never found that priests are of much use other than to babble on about the trivial. Aha! Mortal wounds, plagues, poison. That's what a priest can help us with. Barmaid. Buy anything here, actually, but we made some money, and that's good. 483 sovereigns is not a bad place to be at this point of the game. Innkeeper, this is if we want to sleep for the night. And last time we got robbed a bit, but I could probably do that again. Why not? Sleep another night. That'll be, I think, an entire cycle, which means everybody gets healed. And here's the cool thing: whenever you get healed, like to full, and it says, oh, you're done sleeping, like it's this time or whatever, and you're done sleeping, like you're 100%. You don't get that little scene of how is your sleeping, and like, you know, you need to do this, or that was really comfortable, or whatever. You don't get any of those kind of things. What you get is, you're done, get out. Can't even bard. So we had 483 sovereigns. Do we still have that? God, the mouse is really... I hope I'm not losing power on the mouse. So we paid our 7 sovereigns. That was fine. We have so much crap we need to get rid of. Carrying so many useless things for these guys. And we also need to find like an armorer's hammer so we can start getting our armor craft up as well. So we're not going to bard for a little while. I might pick up a practice loot at some point and then really just give her. Let's turn stealth on for everybody, actually. That might come in handy. And as I did some reading about how the combats work in this, the available combats in a certain area is additive. So if you spend your time in chapter 1, time passes here as well. How do I actually? I think I go to the fire. We just hold here for a second. If you spend your time if you spend your time running around fighting things, any combat that's available in chapter 1, if you don't fight that combat because you've missed that area for whatever reason, those combats are made available later in the game. That's how the combat system works, is that those guys that you haven't killed yet, don't worry, they'll be around for you to kill later in the game. So if you go around and kill a bunch of people, if that means that combats are made available at the beginning, at the start of chapter 1, when you get to the point in the game where where you would be facing more people in that area, if you've already gone through there and cleared a bunch out, the game adds back some combats. It's be like, well, there's supposed to be 7 here, but there's also the 3 at the beginning of the game that you didn't do. So now there's actually going to be 10 combats total available for you to fight at this point. So it is kind of making guys available for you to fight, but if you do them early, then I don't know if they're actually any easier or not. Hard for me to say because I haven't really had I haven't really looked around at that. We haven't even gone into a barn yet. Let's do that. Abandoned tavern. Well, it's a barn. Oh, what do we got in here? Lots of rations. And oh yeah, and spoiled rations. Once the rations might have been edible or even appetizing, but the stench that wafted from the open parcel was more than enough to turn Locklear's stomach. It could not be eaten. Now, if I put them on me, we will attempt to eat them. So we're not going to do that. But I am going to take the good ones from here and give them to Gorath at least. And maybe that's way more rations than we need for the time being in this game. But let's see. This shop is the Woolen Man, which is the... Ah, yes. I could buy some stuff now if I wanted to. I believe the Ring of the Golden Way lets you know when you have... when there's, like, dudes coming. I could buy a nicer pass key, but why would I bother doing that? The Virtue Key would be a thing to have if I knew that I was going to be encountering really difficult things to... Actually, how much is that ruby? Okay, that's 1,000 to know. Let's see. Lucan's locked his door. You have to get past doors sometimes. Oh, okay. Keep your bloody sovereigns. This is a woman who's mad at them. I'm decided I'm not leaving. Why should we want you to leave? Locklear says. I refuse. You hear me? I refuse. Now go away. All right. We don't know anything about what's going on there. The tough thing about these little towns is it's also hard to know. Like, it seems weird because like the town seems there should be more people around, but there really aren't. So, all right. The scrolls business. Wait, hang on. I wonder what all that sign business was about. Okay, and that's that woman who just got mad. So what we're intending to do here, we're gonna work our way back to the main road because you can just go wherever you want to try to do things like this. There's the entrance to Hawks Hollow that we came in before. It looked like a good way to do this is to stay zoomed out so you can get a good sense of what the terrain looks like. And then there's some spaces up there that go north, which would take me up to L'Oreal and Tirsog, which is what I'm actually going to do. We're not going to futz around in here just yet. We're gonna make our way back up to Tirsog. We're gonna have a look around here for more quests and stuff as well. And hopefully when we're in L'Oreal or in Tirsog, we're going to have places we can sell some of this armor and junk. Because, yeah, we've kind of run out of places where I can go to sell things, and I'm not sure. I think Lamut sells the armor stuff. Yabin, I think, had a place I could sell armor and whatever, so I might even just have to carry all this shit up to Yabin to actually deal with and then dump it all off. But we'll see. All right. I'm at least very encouraged by the fact that there's still a lot of you hanging about watching this and watching me play this. Lots of available places to go, and we want to go north. So let's just lock ourselves to the... Oh. Ah. Locklear smiled. Although the approaching man seemed half a hand shorter for the passage of 11 years, his halting stride was still as personal to him as his signature. Ages past, Isaac had suffered his limp proudly, worn it like an injury sustained on the field of battle, and for that he had gained the respect and admiration of Krondor's young squires. Locklear among them, when Locklear was a squire. His tragic expulsion from Marutha's court had been a blow to them all. Can we hear a voice? No. Okay. The years have worn you well, old squire, despite the fact it seems to have darkened your hair a bit. What did you do, stick your head in a barrel of pitch? Scoundrel, I would have thought you strung up for impersonating a duke by now. How are you, Isaac? It's been since Arutha's wedding, hasn't it? The very day. You should have heard the fit master of ceremonies de Lacy through when he found out I wasn't the Count of Dorgan's son. I dare say he would have tossed me over the palace walls himself if he hadn't been busy with the details of the blessed event. I've kept busy since then, spent the last few years on the road doing odd jobs along the border. You'd be surprised of all the things I've learned and seen since I've left Krondor. Krondor is the capital. Surprise me then, you always were a rumor monger. Well, what would you like to know? Safe passage. I just returned from a military assignment. It's imperative that I get south as soon as possible and as inconspicuously as possible. Are there any places you think we should avoid? At all costs, you want to avoid the road from Egley to Tanniers. There's a festival to be held in Egley, and it's likely your elven companion would be spotted right away. Okay, cool. So, don't go there. Funny thing, there's actually there is some in the recommended procedures. Like, you might want to go between Egley and Tanniers. There might be some stuff you want to do there, but we'll see whether we do it or not. What makes you think we're off to Krondor? Elves don't come much out of Ilvandar, and they're even less likely to travel in the company of a boy and seigneur when they do take to voyaging. Whatever you three are about, I assumed it must involve the good of the kingdom. Krondor would be the only logical place for you to go. Mind readers. These roads seem littered with those anxious to anticipate our movements. Do you know of anyone in the area that seems to have unusual skills? Someone who seems like they know your thoughts? No. For a fact, I can't say that I have, but a certain Pokir player, that I lost a great deal of money to in Egley comes to mind. Name of Devon of Egley. There we go, I believe. It took me quite a while to make up the funds I lost during a single night playing against him. He very nearly took every sovereign I'd made in a month's time. And okay, so there's a gambler in Devon, and he might read minds, or he might just be a really good gambler. Goodbye. As much as I would like to stand about gossiping, I suppose we three need to get back to the road before Prince Arutha sends out a search party for us. Oh, don't worry, we're going to be out here for days. The prince is expecting you then. Please send his highness my regards. I shall. Take care of yourself, Isaac. Get off the road. Something had been buried under the dirt. The hole's not big enough to put a man in, so it's safe to assume it isn't a grave, Locklear said. Might be a secret cache of food or supplies. Let's take a look. Not a bad shell. And this is aventurine. This is the thing that you rub on your crossbow to make it all better. I'll take that too. I'll take that too. We won't take anything at all. We've got Owen has a shell on him. Maybe I can actually just utilize it. I could dump these 2 healing packs probably. God. Does anybody have... Nobody has a free place. Okay. What are we going to do? The funny thing is with this journal, it's like, now that we know about it, it's like, that gave us some information, but largely, is it interesting or important at all? That's something I actually don't know about. Lorgan's journal. Let me just have a look at the... I'm going to go to the website and just have a look to see for other items. If there's stuff that I need to be thinking about. Because if it's a quest item, that's one thing, right? It's like, well, what do you do with some of this stuff? Technically is a book, but is it a consumable book? Information is basically irrelevant. Triggers extra dialogue with Nadir Brandok near the Mac entrance. The reference to Hrarg's room is not a clue. It's just a reference to Feist novels, easily recognized by readers. Don't waste time looking for this. So, I don't need that anymore. It's largely unimportant to me. I could just dump it here. And take something that has marginal value. I'm pretty sure you can't sell journals and stuff. I'm not sure, but yeah, we need to find a place where we can sell our crap. Let's see. Actually, you know, that might be a good point. There are probably good places to sell things. And let me just see where the good shops are. If I want to sell armor... Because I can go back to Hawk's Hollow and sell that shell, actually. Where to sell things? Oh, that doesn't help at all. All right. Well, chapter 1. Let's just get back on the jam here. Let's go back to Hawk's Hollow and sell that thing. Exit. I mean, it's in this direction. No, we're gonna dump this. That's fine. Everything else I'm gonna hang on to for the time being. It's fine. Now, was Zun the place where the was Zun the place that had that had an armory? It might be faster for me to run over to Zun and actually dump stuff off. You know, let's do that. Let's get on the road and actually go to Zun. And because I've done the fights, just camp out on the road. That was the temple. Those were some dead dudes that I killed earlier. And Zun is north of here. There is the place I'm going. Right, use the arrow keys, but it's just going to be way faster. This is an herb place. Well, I got that wrong. Apparently, though, all my restoratives I've sold are just available here now, too, so that's good. Okay, so maybe it's Yabin. Maybe I need to go to Yabin. Oh, we can, but how early is it right now? Oh, it's near the end. Oh, it's past midday. I can go in the tavern. We haven't done this yet. The tavern keeper greeted them at the door. Guiding them inside into a cluster of tables, he produced a sheaf of papers which had been inked with the name of the various goods and drinks, above which had been written the name of the tavern, The Green Cat. Quite something, eh? The tavern keeper said in obvious admiration. It's become the fashion in all the taverns and inns, I hear. I believe the word for it is menu. Unfortunately, I won't have anything on it for quite a while. So, gents, can I get you a bit to eat? Yes. Cash up front if you don't mind, rubbing his fingers together. So this is where we come to do that. And that's it. That's all that was. We'll press on into the evening. There's some more dead dudes. Camp until morning. That was Lamute. Oh. Owen raised a finger to his lips, sensing that something or someone was nearby. He used the agreed-upon sign that caution was called for. They steeled themselves for combat, their nerves wound tight as springs. Abruptly, a figure emerged into the open before them. Squire Philip! Owen, what a surprise. Hands. I'm going to ask him about hands. Who knows why? It's going to sound lunatic, but would you mind letting me see your hands? My hands? Okay, why? Just humor me. A man we spoke to in Hawk's Hollow said we should look for a man who had a sign on his hands. He said that the man had very important scrolls in his pack and that we should listen to him.
Sure. Translate into which language?
That was my watch. Your hands look fine to me. Scrolls? Sounds like the man you spoke to might have gone round the bend. And we've worried about that. Now, are we near? That's where the Hasseth's body is. So we want to go this way to go to Yavin. And there's Yavin. Aha. Temple of Tith. This is going to have all the cool armor and stuff. Who's got room? So let's start by picking out a sword that's been repaired already. That's a good one right there. Sell that. I don't care. Sure. That's money is money. That's been repaired. Let's get rid of that too. That's been repaired. Let's get rid of that one. That's repairable. Not going to worry about that yet. That one's been repaired. That's repairable. That's... How good is Lock? Lockie's taking a bit of damage there. So what we'll do is go back to the shop. I'm going to give him an armorer's hammer. Haggle was an option. Now, if I remember correctly, you can haggle to your heart's content to get that haggling score up. All right. Although it was immediately obvious, the shopkeeper has no desire to haggle on the price. Locklear pressed on, praying that his natural charm would win him a cheaper price. For a short time, seeing the victim's will was eroding, but at last the shopkeeper rapped sharply on the counter. Enough, the shopkeeper said. Buy my price or be off with you. And now it's made unavailable. So we do it again. Haggle. Again, that didn't work. But it didn't go away. Haggle. Didn't go away. Haggle. Didn't go away. Haggle. Haggle. Now it's unavailable. So we exit the shop. My understanding is if you go back inside, there they are again. Haggle. 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 Who has our best haggling right now? Is it Owen or is it... It's Owen that does, okay. Boom, boom. Can Owen do any better? Not immediately, he can't. Ah, what? Haggle and quality piece like that? Shopkeeper frowned skeptically. You're insulting my intelligence. Lucky for you, I'm in an amiable mood. Done. Sure. I could keep haggling, I guess. Nope. Didn't work. It's not enough the tax collectors bleed me twice a year. I've got to have some hind mighty in here making me sell at a loss, the shopkeeper flared. So be it, but I won't sell it for a sovereign cheaper. That'll be 2 sovereigns and 1 royal. Oh, didn't even make it unavailable, but he did lower the price. Now, Gorath did nothing, but his haggling still went up. So it's safe to say that as long as this is a party ability, no matter who I drag it onto is going to have the advantage here. Oh, best I can do, the shopkeeper shrugged. It's been a difficult month. 22.9 is pretty good. I wonder if I should buy one anyway. I'll buy one anyway. And whetstone. Okay, need to buy a whetstone as well. Owen's haggling ability is increased. That's good. It's at 44%. Yep. Okay, so first let's also do this. Let's repair. Oh shit, I forgot to turn their armor craft on. He doesn't have room. That's fine. I'll just drag one of these over to Locklear. And can stats get to 100% or more? They can get up to 100%. $90, $84, $87. And we're going to let Owen learn how to repair weapon armor as well, because why not? So what I need to do is get the... I want to probably get that 88% on Owen. We'll do that by dragging this over to here. Get that 88%. Swap that out. Yeah. If you try to repair something that's already been repaired, it wasn't as bad as he thought. Not wishing to make the error of a rash decision, he double-checked the standard Kingdom Armor for anything he'd missed, but it was in as good repair as he knew how to make it. Oh, Chaos Reader. Actually make a good point. You can haggle and not buy. You could just haggle on every item. It's true. I could just, rather than kicking ourselves out, I can just make everything unavailable. Might as well go for that. But Armorcraft has gone up. That's good. So we'll take that off so we can turn on, not barding, but haggling. 10%. That's not bad. Oh, I had haggling on the whole time. I thought I turned it off. And haggling. When I played this game originally, we the first time, what we did was only whoever had the best of something. So like, Owen's got great barding and haggling, so we let him be the one. Like we would turn those on and just try to max that skill out, and then like you'd hand over all your armor to Gorath and just let him fix everything. And then when you find out that these guys leave you during parts of the game, that it's like, shit, now who's going to fix all my stuff? Because if you get 100% Armorcraft, it means that the moment you pick up any piece of armor and you repair it back to 100%. Like, this is not an additive thing. It's not like, oh, well, you have 10%, so you only add 10% onto the armor. It's, I think it's just based on overall skill, that it's like, how good am I at doing this? Well, I'm not great at doing it, so, but then at certain points, I think it goes up and goes up and goes up. But I don't think, like, because I've had like 90%, and if you try to repair something at like 98, it doesn't make it 100, it makes it like 99. So I don't really know how the math works out in the behind the scenes, but all right. So this is normal ass armor I can, well, this is definitely normal ass armor I can sell. You can have that. And this is repaired. Yep. And this has been repaired, right? Yep. And this has been repaired. $85. Who's got nobody's got anything worse than that, so we can sell that. Sometimes you come across something that's like in much better shape than what you've got, or not quite, but it's like you have 87% armor, you find something that's 85, but it's repairable, so you can get up to 90. So I try to be a little more judicious about what I get rid of. But we also need to I need to ensure that whatever it is we end up getting rid of, that I don't just toss stuff out that would be valuable for let's say for Locklear, right? Like, I mean, we could buy some better things eventually, but yeah, let's go about this again. Wait, no. Haggling, is it back on? The haggling's back on, boys. Let's haggle everything. Suppose I could forget I walked 10 leagues through a snowstorm to buy that little item, the shopkeeper grumbled. I mean, that I caught pneumonia for my troubles, that's not important. I'm just glad I can give you such a bargain. Keep haggling. It's funny because the He might just get sick of me real fast. Oh, he brought it down. That's good. 218 and 4. Yeah. I just gave you this, but oh, right. So when a class of something becomes unavailable, that means all those things are now unavailable. I don't actually know if this is going to raise our... Whoa, he's going to bring his Tapir down, really? You don't pay me that? You'll pay that much, shopkeeper Gust? Well, that will be fine. I'm taking quite a loss, of course, but it's good for business. 448 and 5 royals. It's not bad. I could afford it at that point, but not really into it. I'm going to find some of these on the ground pretty soon, so... Exit. Locklear's haggling went up. By how much? 38%. Let's get that... let's get that whetstone. Oh, nope, didn't like that. All right, well, we'll sit here and 19.5. That's a really good price. Brought that down. That? Shopkeeper said incredulously. You want to haggle for that? Fine by me, but you're a crazed man. Surprised you didn't just try to nick it. Sorry, thing like that. 48 sovereigns. Oh, I clicked past the fun thing. So a lot of these things that are available in shops, for right now, it's kind of like, well, do we... Is it helping, like... Does a lot of this stuff help or not? I'm like, well, there's going to be some... Like, we're going to find an awful lot of... we're going to find an awful lot of stuff out and about otherwise. We might not end up having to buy much in stores, but at least getting the deals up, getting our ability to haggle up is maybe not a bad idea. And I guess if I immediately start by... Wow, he's just like sick of us. What? Haggled quality piece like that? Okay, this whole thing about that. Keep doing it. Make it unavailable. At this point, here's the thing, is I'm going to haggle on that whetstone until he comes down, obviously the first time, because I don't think they'll ever come down a second time anyway. 585. I think he came down to 480 before on that. Oh, he didn't even budge on. Okay, cool. The idea is, if I can get a deal on the whetstone, I'm gonna get that. All right. Tears sparkled in the shopkeeper's eyes. That's, I mean, fine. I suppose I can put off buying that medicine another week or two. You truly are a gentleman. No, we'll find lampreys around real easy. I need to pay for one of these. The tapirs and the greatswords are a little hard to find lying about. They are out there. Once I get this whetstone for cheap, I did. Good. You've come down more than that in the past. I am managing to get, like, he manages to, like, flip most times. That was a deep discount. All right. Keep dropping it on other people. Why not? So we saw before that there's this idea of there are racial modifiers to some of these things, but it's human and elf are the only two things, the only two like people in your party that and really you need to worry about, I think, in terms of what you're getting, because the Serani stuff, I don't think that they say, oh, that's human or that's elf or whatever. It just kind of is. Yeah, I'll take that. And since we're in here, we're going to do a little more of this. If you came down again, I would have been like, what? Why did I spend all this money on this? Also, the only reason why I'm bothering to buy a hammer and a whetstone right now is because I have no idea where they are on the map, where I'd be able to just find one. Because there are some places where they're just like laying about, or someone has one on them and I could just fight them and win their stuff from them. But I'm not gonna. There's a certain level of like how in depth do I want to get here? Because the whole point obviously is, you know, make a lot of money and then be kind of covered for the rest of the game in terms of what it is that I need to buy. So yeah, we went from barding simulator to haggling simulator. Come on. Wow, you were resilient. You'll let us buy it. Oh, there we go. Okay. So we're done here. That's good. And 15, not bad. 41, not bad. 49, pretty good. So now we're going to weapon craft. There's no real reason, I think, for Owen to have to worry about the weapon craft thing, but might as well turn it on and let him polish some swords if he's got some. Who has the thing? He does. Okay. That is a perfectly fine sword. We're not going to worry about that. All right. Polish that. And hand that off to Locklear, who gets to do the same thing. What was my best one? 92. Congrats, Lockie. You've got yourself a new sword. And we're going to go up some stuff. I have no idea if haggling will even help if I bother turning it on before we go into the store to sell things, but who knows? I think it's all set. Shit. All right, don't need this. And I know we can always just make more money by stacking restoratives again, but there, that's some more space. Pretty sure he's not going to want my 3 torches. Didn't think so. That's fine, though. Everybody has some stuff. We've made a little bit of money. Was it worth it? Whatever. But this puts us in Yabin, which is very interesting because at the top of the game, it's like, oh, you should go explore the Yabin Tirsog area, was what the help web suggests. So I'm probably going to see dudes to kick the crap out of over here. Oh, we're going to go down. Well, we're going to sleep for the night. Yabin. Try to explore a bit. Try to explore a bit. I like these little switchback roads that you come across where it's like, what are you going to do here, right? The building creaked in a way that made Locklear nervous. You stay out here, he told Gorath. Something doesn't feel right about this place. I'm going to go in to have a look around. When he returned a minute later, he had a grim look on his face. What did you find? There was an open chest lying on an empty work table. Looked as though it had been rigged with a system of tripwires and flints. The contents were no doubt explosive. Someone's been up to no good, and we best leave before they get back. So that is a warning that there are trapped chests. For example, that might be one there. What spells do we have? Centasarig, the one that does the... Sure. Until it wears... Okay, Owen muttered the incantation, knowing that the effects would be visible to all but himself. Owen explained as he finished the spell, until it wears off, he'll be able to sense whether a chest has been trapped. Ah, word box. Gorath scanned the runes. In all the world, none can compare to this tiny weaver, his deadly cloth so silky and fair. I immediately know the answer to this. Anybody want to take a guess? It is indeed Spider. I wish the typeface was easier to read. One thing I'm very happy with about this game, I've got to say, is that when you we'll repair that at some point. I mean, I could probably repair it quite quickly. I'll turn haggling off, everybody, in fact. One thing I do like is that when you solve the word lock, it just opens. It's not waiting for you to do anything else. So you could literally just sit there, spin the wheels. There we go. Didn't do much, but because of that, I got a tiny bit of a bump. I wish there was an easier way to handle this kind of stuff. Right, yeah, it just comes to an end of a road. Just go into Yavin one more time. And sell. Shit. Always click on the wrong part of the screen. I'm going to sell that because we don't need that. Hit fine. No one's about. Oh. Abandon? Oh, wait, we've done this. Yeah, we're so good. Yeah. Laundry shop that went out of business. That's how we got that armor. Just walk along. Aha! Did we have stealth on? We did. Okay, so simple strategy. Turn on defense. No, casting is what I want. The enemy was waiting for them. They've seen us, Locklear shouted. He shifted his concentration. We've read this before. Let's have a fight. Why are you there, Owen, out of all places? Jesus. Yeah, this is also has that thing of that problem of how do I see, right? It's like, right, that's a great idea. Get on this side of the spellcaster. Don't make a wall or anything. just rest. Oh. Cool. Locklear's just gonna enjoy standing there and missing constantly, I guess. There we go. We'll just... Okay. He was alive. Great, because you barely hit anybody. God damn it. All right. Going through here looking for supplies. There was 2 dudes. Sometimes the other dude falls over in a place where you don't expect, and then you have to like walk around and look for them. So that was the one I clicked on. That was the one that... There we go. What did you have? Spoiled rations. You can keep those. Did you know that? You could just keep those. Polish a weapon. Fix mine. Let's see here. And actually, turn armor craft on, I guess. We'll do that too. It's I know this is a little slow going because it really starts to feel like, you know, it's like, oh, you're putting in all this effort. I mean, he just went up a level because it is faster. Did I take any damage? Oh, I guess I did. That's fine. That's fine. Turn that off. Oh, I didn't turn the other ones off. See, that's, again, a little bit of a frustrating thing about this game is that the means by doing this, it's like, oh god, I gotta be so particular to turn things on and turn them off, because if you have one that's... If you have a bunch that are on at the same time, because you're trying to get them all to go up, then they don't all go up as fast. So you have to decide, it's like, is it worth actually going to the effort of turning them on or off in the first place? Sometimes it's worth exploring in areas. And again, it's nighttime. So we're just gonna get back on the road. How far am I from Yabin anyway? Is it worth me actually going back? Am I closer to Tirsog now? We'll go to Tirsog. Ah, the assassin was a mercenary. Locklear could tell by the hardened set of Mordor warrior's face that if he hadn't hunted them down to avenge a wrong done him, hadn't chased them to collect a debt. He had come because the coin had been of the right color and the right amount. And for that price, win or lose, he would fight them to the death. Thank Christ. He didn't actually go after Owen. Now, sometimes these guys are smart enough that they're like, if they get into a situation like this, they're like, oh, I better take care of the spellcaster. Sometimes they don't, though. Sometimes they get caught like this. What's interesting to me is because the healing spells in this game are based on giving up your own health and stamina to help your teammates, is that healing is not just one of those things that you then should do automatically all the time, right? It's like maybe you need to just wait and see what happens. So what's in the body? Got another Key. Again, keys you'll notice just disappear when you drag them onto the body, because it's like that's not something that you're gonna like have somewhere. So anyway. Also, it's 9 o'clock. It's 9:18, so it's been about an hour since we got started, since we started a little bit late. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to commercial. I'll do all the binging and banging in the background. And when we come back, though, we will continue on to Tirsog and do what else we have to do as well. To do that, I have to find the commercial button. So we'll see you in a minute. Welcome back. More Betrayal at Krondor here on Play It Forward on the Loading Ready Run Entertainment Network. Just getting all my windows set back up again to see things. A lot of people talking in chat about where to get it, and as you're where to get Betrayal at Krondor right now. And as you're seeing, it's like, yeah, you can go onto Steam, you can go onto GOG. I think it's cost me like $7 Canadian to get it on GOG, and it's bundled with Betrayal at Antara, I think, which is the evolution of the engine. It's a different game, different universe. It has nothing to do with Betrayal at Krondor, but they use the same name because it was like Krondor was so well received, we have to do this. There was a brief talk at one point where people were trying to figure out if there's a way to get everything from Betrayal at Krondor, get it working on the updated engine from Betrayal at Antara. No, I think you just have to re-implement the whole game. And frankly, I mean, so one of the guys who worked on this, I think it's Neil Halford, who I think was like the lead dev on this game. He was taking a stab at learning the Amazon's Lumberyard game engine, and he thought, you know what, I love Betrayal at Krondor. What I'm going to try to do is re-implement as much as I can of the original game in Lumberyard, just as not do the whole game, but do the first zone, the first section of it, and see what I can learn about how the engine works. And so he called his project Betrayal at Krondor Remastered, which of course made everyone incredibly excited because they're like, holy shit, does that mean we're going to get a remaster of the whole... And he had to be like, no, I'm not remastering the whole game, damn it. I don't own the game to begin with. Like, I don't just get to do that. I worked on it initially, so I know what I'm doing, but... A bird shot into the sky. Searching the landscape for the source of the animals discovered, Gorath whispered, I think we might do well to pay attention to that little creature. Whatever started it away may be close at hand. If we continue this direction we are currently headed, I suggest we do so with great caution. And our stealth did not go up as a result of that. I thought it would. His stealth's not on. There's trouble ahead. Unable to pinpoint the source of his anxiety immediately, Locklear motioned to a halt. Be wary, we may have wandered into a trap. Okay, these are neat. So that's a spellcaster. And these slalom poles, if you walk between the ones that match, you'll get zotted. So we have a spell called Invitation, which pulls targets forward. And I only need him to come forward... How far exactly? 3 or 4? 4, I think it's going to help, actually. Let's just use 4. And I just go this. And that takes care of that! Alright, so now what we do is we rest Locklear. And Gorath, we get him to move forward. And we rest Owen. We rest Locklear. And we get Gorath to move forward again. And we rest Owen. Rest Locklear. And we get Gorath to... Peace out! The battle was won. Search the body for supplies. Make it quick. Alright. Mortal Brooch. Nice. And a lamprey, and some nice armor. So let's see here. Now, The racial mod, I have no idea if that means anything or not. Does anybody in chat actually know in this game if the racial mods are that like a problem? Oh, ArcLight. That's what I was thinking about too earlier. The X-Back. It's a re-implementation of the Krondor engine that runs natively on Linux. You have the engine, so you load the data files in from CD. I've been meaning to try to use that, but back years ago when I was trying to get Betrayal of Krondor running, I was like, oh, I should. I'll look into this, and of course, it was nowhere near ready. So yeah, kind of. Where is that? Give it to him. We'll let Owen work on his armor craft, and Lockie can work on his weapon craft. Didn't think so. Just so, here's what I'm going to do, actually. I'm sure because people are wondering also what site I'm on. This site that Heather just posted in the chat, because I'm using her account to do this, you can't get to that site anymore. You can't get to that specific site. There's actually was a tilde in front of the dude's username. But you can't get there anymore. That's a that is no longer a going concern of a website. However, if you go to the Wayback Machine and you type that in, and you go back to August 11th, 2011, this entire site is active, and it is what I am currently using to help me go through the game. Oh yeah, there's wheat fields and stuff. That. Take those rations because we've been out here a long time, and 12 sovereigns, pretty good. So if anybody is in fact interested in following along or looking up stuff or doing whatever, I don't mind it if people look up things. I'm not. The corn was too young. Discarding the ear, he just picked. Locklear shrugged. He just picked the damn ear. Locklear shrugged his shoulders. Eating this would just make us sick. Let's move on. Yeah, you can't just forage for food from here. Though, interestingly enough, sometimes you'll come across places that'll prepare you rations, but 300 pounds of madman answered the door. The greasy-looking farmer said to himself, sizing up Locklear in a single glance. Should have known that some kind of stranger had to be responsible. For what? Locklear prompted. Don't play stupid. You've been keeping me up for the last 10 nights with those rackets to the west. Locklear shook his head. I'm afraid there's been a mistake. Really. We'll be leaving you alone now. Aha. So west of here is that weird little shack with the exploding chests. That's supposed to let us know that it's if we hadn't been over to find out about exploding chests, well, we could totally go do that. And that road leads to his little house. We're on a bridge. But there's also this stuff. Ashes were cold. They're almost always cold. Another word lock box. Cool. Thank you, ArcLight. Oh, right. I guess I could have just pointed you to the actual address on archive.org where I was looking at. That's weird. I don't know why I didn't do that. Thank you, Delta V. So ArcLight tells me that there's a 5% less chance to hit and 5% less armor protection. That may or may not be worth it or not. I imagine having more chances to hit with stuff is probably more important. We always ignored it anyway. We're like, better sword? Hell yes. He gets short when he gets old. He goes out when then it gets cold. All right. Whole 100 royals. Nice. Ooh, okay. So, Mortal Lamper was poor, but it has Bless type number 2 on it. That's what that weird looking cross thing is. It has number 2 blessing, which gives it a plus 10%. Its racial mod is for elves. I'm gonna just give it to Gorath anyway. We'll get through that. There's a spy note here, I'm pretty sure. Not getting convinced you should take the time to read over the missive's contents. So we can't do anything with it until it's in our inventory. We'll give it to Owen. We'll look at that in a minute. Flamecast, hell yeah. And Stardusk. Yeah, I'll take both of those, thank you. I know there are some things later in the game I'm going to have to not have on me. We'll make sense of that later. I think I'll give Locklear this to carry. Just so we're a little more even. Double-click it. Although he could have wished for better circumstances under which to study it, Owen broke the scroll's wax seal and began to read. After an hour's laboring with the difficult language, he was able to commit the incantation to memory. While the words on the parchment etched indelible patterns in his mind, the scroll grew brittle, then crumbled slowly between his fingers like sun-dried leaves. Same thing. Kind of barely hear it go away. Maelstrom asks me, do me or anyone else have plans for Betrayal in Antara? No, I don't think anybody has a I don't think anybody has plans to do that. I don't even have plans to do that because I never played Antara. I'm trying to just play through this game. So I don't know if I'm going to play the spiritual sequel. So all right, Nighthawk should be advised that the magical traps sent earlier are of an inferior grade and are often unreliable. We have staked out 2 sections of Kingdom Roads to the south of Zun and west of Tirsog to test a new design engineered by the Six, capital S6. So there's a trap south of Zun, and there's a trap west of Tirsog, and I think we just went through the trap west of Tirsog. But we don't need this anymore, so I'm just going to put it back in there. God, I could do some... Well, it's harder to do duping on a chest because chests can end up holding a lot more stuff. So we'll do that. And while we're here, turn on the weapon craft. That is a good-ass sword. Look at that. Now, do I give the lamprey... We have a couple lampreys here. Do I let Locklear... I don't think anyone's gotten attacked yet. Do that, and I'm going to turn on weapon craft for him. I'm going to have him repair something as well. Didn't have to repair that. Don't have to repair that. Don't have to repair that. I guess we'll just give him a lamprey just for the slightly better everything. +3, +15. The better strength's going to come in more handy, I think. That's not repairable armor. I guess we're probably good then. So I'll have to look up XBack though, because if the re-implementation of it, I mean, everything might look a little more screwy. But if you have all the files to be able to play in Linux, it might be interesting to see what they did with it. Because obviously, like, you're stuck at 320 by 240. That's just how it's going to be. And also, I'm not going to run like a virtual instance of Linux inside Windows here, so I can do all my streaming from it. But I mean, getting to see it would be kind of interesting. All right. Leave the spy note. It's fine. And Gorath's weapon craft ability went up. Let's actually turn that off for the time being. Get them back on stealth. All right, so where are we? We're walking south of the river. Tirsog is north of here, so I should actually just turn around and go north. And in fact, let's camp. Ah, graveyard. Paul Dudding. No one knew when he came or when he went. Can we dig up the grave? Yeah, we need a shovel to do all this. Iruna in the wilds was the Hadati woman. Celia Dibuelin, water took her to the deeps. David Booley, buried without a word. Agla Sagan, another helping, put him 6 feet under. And baby Irisa, a week she cried before she slept. And a box. All right, that's fine too. Some stuff to trade in, which is nice. Oh, hi, Wiggins. How you doing, Matt? Thank you for stopping by. This is the old school stuff. How close are we to... Tirsog's got to be up over here then. Okay. Actually, is Tirsog just a... It is. It's a standard settlement. It's not a beautiful city. Okay, doesn't seem that anyone's about. Shopkeeper. 3 Hillman Pawn. The shop was littered with cast-offs, forgotten trinkets, lost items, yada yada yada. Crumbling items to which they clung only secondary value. What do we have here? We can exit, and buy, sell. Excuse me. Oh, Ring of Prandir. Okay. On many occasions, Gorath has seen similar rings used by visiting musicians to cast spells to lighten darkened rooms. That's what this is for. This is, if you wear this, it lights way more and for way longer than any of your torches. Does that mean it's the 60 gold that it's worth? Is it better than having torches altogether? I don't know. It lights for way longer, and so if we go back to the Macmordian Kadal, having that instead of having like 24 torches on us might be better, and also brightens the place up even more. But yeah, I mean, we have so much other stuff. There's a shovel. Oh, we could just buy a shovel and go do that. We have practice loot. In the hands of a jongleur, the loot was often a pleasure to him, but now that the instrument was in his hands, he wasn't sure it wasn't a deadly weapon. Even if he learned to master it, his repertoire of songs was frightfully limited. Well, we could just turn on haggling and see if I can get that loot for a little cheaper. Oh yeah, right-click on these things. Left-clicking a skill can emphasize or de-emphasize how much the character focuses on learning that skill. And that's the only help you get with that. It doesn't tell you anything else about, so do I just emphasize everything? It's like, well, no, wouldn't do anything then. You have to, a lot of these things are a little more invisible than that. Let's buy a loot and haggle over it. All right, let's just buy everything and haggle over it. This dude's going to be impossible. $52 gold for only 5 pick locks, and I can just replicate pick locks. Wait, do I make more money if I try to sell back a shit ton of pick locks? I like that the shovel just looks like somebody found a stick. Just go back in. See, the funny thing about the shovel, as far as I'm concerned, is I'm pretty sure I got one somewhere, and it sucks to, like, it's this thing that takes up extra space, and the only thing it's useful for in the game, is digging up graves. You never use it for anything else. So if you find graves along the way, you have to have a shovel to dig them up. Not always good things are found in a grave. Ah, he came down 3 royals. No, F you. Ah, okay. 6 sovereigns, that's not bad. Not gonna buy that, but we will find a Gilder's Passkey just lying around eventually. Are these the wooden ones? Oh, these are the sterling silver ones. There are wooden keys you can find. That's not bad. I think I'll just accept that. And then we'll just haggle over the rest of these things and make them unavailable. I would love a deal on that shovel, though, because I would like to have the shovel. Sit here and do this. It's funny because if 5 pick locks is worth that much, I feel like duping my pick locks is better than duping my restoratives. So what's the use of we can grind barding it ins? Arclight asks. Well, if you can, you can't grind when you get good enough, right? When you go in the first time and you try to play, and they're like, oh, it was something, so here's a bit of money, and you're done, right? You can get good at barding. The only way to get good at barding is to practice, and because you can only bard once at an inn, you could buy one of these things and just use it over and over and over. It consumes time in game and also then rations. And so you can go up even and get even better. So you got to think of it like, you know, you went into I like to think of it as like you go into the taverns and you play and you suck, but you kind of always wanted to be good at it. And then you realize like you played one time and the guys are like, actually, you're not bad. Huh. I think you're pretty good. Here's a bit of cash. You're like, oh man, I could make money doing this. Yeah, but we're not going to give you any more money because you're done. Oh, I'll go buy my own loot and see if I can get better. Everyone's so Pete Johnson asks, what does his shopkeeper think of these 3 strange men who just keep coming in over and over to haggle? And Dice says the shopkeeper has face blindness. They think we're 3 different people every time. I would go so far as to say that these people are wearing excellent disguises. Can't you tell from how they look? Fantastic disguises. My haggling's not going up anymore. Maybe I'm getting a little bit further in it, and it's like not every time I walk out now I'm having this issue. It's like I almost want him to deny me just so I can get through the process of this faster, but I really want to just get a better deal on that shovel. Because I know I can probably find a shovel somewhere, but also don't want to spend a lot of time looking for that, so... You know what, if he's not going to give me a better deal, maybe it's not worth hanging out here. I might as well continue looking around. But in the meantime, at least haggling is going up a little bit for everybody all the time. So in the meantime, I believe only the person who has the loot goes up. More info. Affecting player statistics. Owen plucked the strings of the practice lute carefully, aware his smallest mistakes were the cause of great grief to others. He could at least say he was learning, however, minutely, every time he played the single tune he knew. Oh no. Heather keeps candies on her desk, and sometimes I will eat them. And the loot is gone. Tonight's candies would have been summer fruits. It's come in a very thick tin by a water bridge. All right, we also have shells and stuff we can sell. I'm gonna have to get to that at some point. Actually, let's just... Why the whole party? I went to 63. That's cool. Nobody else went up at all. Whatever. I'm gonna try something. 100 sovereigns? Oh my god! I was doing restoratives. That's not worth it. Holy shit. Okay, bear with me. We're about to do a thing. Yeah, that's 38 sovereigns for restoratives. I should have been doing pick locks this entire time. My god. All right, we're gonna buy a shovel. Please, just let me have it. All right, well, F it. That's for all 30. But I don't care about that because we're about to... I'm about to ruin this man's whole business. We're gonna buy a shovel, and I'm not gonna pay more. I'm not gonna pay any more for it than I have to. Let's see here. Haggle everybody. I think this guy just might be kind of immune to haggling, it seems like. He did come down a bit in some cases on some things, but yeah, he's I mean, it's a pawn shop. I can kind of see why he might be like, I can't give you guys better prices. All right, the children moan, or the shopkeeper moan. My children will understand. They've gone 8 months without shoes, but they're strong girls, and they've got thick feet. Thick feet. Another week or two won't hurt them. No. Tough. All right, shovel. Damn it. Haggling went up, that's good. It's headed better because we need to, I need to extract a shovel out of this dude. And possibly another loot, but we're not going to worry about that just yet. So I'm pretty sure we can loot ourselves into 100% here pretty quickly. Please let me have this for cheap. F. The trouble is when you have this much money, it's like, it's very easy to just pull the trigger and buy something. You know, you have this incredibly massive wallet that you have to shift uncomfortably on every time you sit down. That was such a good, stupid book. I'm talking about The Final Bug, which is part of the Catacombs series of books, which is also like the Fairy Mound of Dragonkind, or Gnomes 100, Dragon 0. God, that thick wallet was funny. Oh, maybe? Damn it. I imagine we have to be pretty damn good at haggling to get anything out of this dude. He's probably like at like a 99%, so every time that I manage to actually get something past him, that he's probably like, he's probably got this whole like, he's just impossible. Maybe I'll just buy that. Oh. No. That's fine. If he drops price on the loot, though, I will totally take another loot. No, that's not worth it, dude. Oh, he doubled! Oh, do we take another whetstone? That's the first time I've had a double haggle. Do I think we'll finish Final Bug someday? Who's to say? We're not dead yet. What do you want me to say to that? Like, it's kind of, yes, I do think actually that we'll probably finish some of these books some days. It's just a sense of getting to sit down and going through some of the stuff. And Final Bug is like, front loads the book with a bunch of really like boring investigative stuff. So when you're trying to play it on stream, we were just having a time, and it was a lot of fun. But if we come back to play it again, I feel like because we remember a lot of the things, we might go faster. But also, will it be as fun the whole time? I don't know. Okay, no, he's got to give up on that goddamn shovel. P. Johnston says they need to reread the Raymond E. Feist books. They were good. I agree. It's pretty good. I really enjoyed them. I started reading them after a little while, like years after I think I played this. It was definitely to get to start from Magician. It was just like like I know about some of the stuff, but also because this game happens like kind of late in the whole Midkime universe. There's so much stuff that you end up learning about what goes on in the universe. All these early books are spelling it all out, so it's like I know that Arutha is supposed to be Prince Arutha at some point. I know that these guys that I've met end up being seigneurs, even though they're not those people yet. So you kind of know you know who has plot armor at that point, which is a little. It sucks a little bit because you're like, oh, you end up reading the books. You're like, I know this guy doesn't die, because if he did, that would really throw off the rest of what happens in all these other books. So yeah. Hexy Lexi, we are going to play more of those books over time. Whenever there's room in Dice Friends for like a brief stop, we're gonna do that. By the way, the reason why we're doing this again and again, if you came in, you're wondering why is Beach constantly haggling and losing. I'm trying to haggle down a shovel, and the best way to do that is to haggle on everything else to see whether or not I can raise my haggling skills, because they are going up every time I haggle. But we're trying to get that shovel for less than 6 gold. I'll take a royal off at this point. I'll just be like, let's see here, 54%. 20%, 45%, that's not bad. It's not bad, not bad. Oh, right, if you can right-click on other stuff, I keep forgetting. Shop of some kind, like your guest, trying to make out something with Dark Windows. I'm not sure what they have to sell. There's a lot of this it's happening in the game, which bugs me too. I mean, it's a good thing I like the music in this game too. Come on. Dude, come on. Yes, the shovel is what we'll be using to dig up the graves that we were just nearby. I think I'm just gonna... I'm really tempted to give up, and I know that in a way that the rest of you really want to see me do this. That some of you are probably like, I'm getting very bored watching you do this over and over, Beach. Please stop. And at the same time, I know there's also some of you in the chat who would be like, no, you gotta stick with it. You get that discount. I mean, it felt really good to bard over and over until we actually earned money, so this is gonna feel good when I actually get the shovel. If this was anywhere else in the game, I bet you would be a way easier haggle. Oh, he came down with a reduction on that. We don't want it. I mean, I want one. I do want one. I don't want one so bad that I need to have that one. I can probably find one in a chest somewhere. Or on somebody's dead body. Come on, come on, come on. Damn it. What if I make it the first thing I go after? Haggling has gone up. You mean you'll pay that much? Sure. 4 royal discount. I'll take it. While we're here. God, imagine if he came down even more. I would just, like, lose my shit. I think maybe that, yeah, it might just be whatever you go for first, and then if you end up haggling on other things, maybe you don't get the deals. No, but we've had that happen, haven't we? Or is he only willing to come down one thing? I don't know. We are going to come back for that loot, though, I have a feeling. Oh, he came down on this, too. So maybe it's not so much... Maybe it is really just a rolling the dice every time. I suppose I can forget I walked 10 leagues through a snowstorm to buy that little item. A key. Yep. No. I don't want your key. All right. I wonder if time passes. Doesn't seem to pass very much. All right, let's leave this place. Get back on the road. Oh, we need rest. And there it is. So now, here's the thing. I know not to dig this one up. That's the only one that I know not to dig up. Let's see what the other ones do. Poisoned rations. Oh, right. Poisoned rations say, lay the parcel aside, Goroth carefully undid the string that bound the package. Inside were a selection of salted sweetmeats, hard rolls, sliced apple, strawberry tarts, each portion individually wrapped and sealed with wax, though a few looked as if they might have been tampered with. And if you read the thing, it's another helping put him 6 feet under. Yes. A lot of times, the things will tell you what's about to happen to you. David Booley, buried without a word. Just a body. Oh. Celia Dibwelian. Water took her to the deeps. What's going to be in here, I wonder? So, you don't dig up certain graves because there are spirits within them, and then you'll have to fight them. I forget what they call them again, but you will basically, yeah, summon a thing and then get your ass kicked. Ah, that's strange. No body. Oh, water took... So probably drowned, but maybe they didn't bury them. Sounds like good XP. Paul Dudding. No one knew when he came or when he went. Because he had weed walkers. The strange elven footwear was far too dainty to suit his taste. Dyed bright green and trimmed with a thin cord of gold, they were obviously intended as something to be worn within boots or moccasins. These can affect player statistics. How? Well, when you put them on, I believe your stealth goes up. Because Owen did not have 61 stealth before. In the wilds was the Hadati woman. Sure, just a body. It's only 6 graves. Back on the road. Now, did we get anything worth selling? No, I don't think we did. Actually, I wonder if this dude will take my gems. It's a pawn shop, so he might. 2 sovereigns and 8 royals. 66. Sovereigns and 5 royals. 7 sovereigns and 4 royals. That's not bad. I have learned my lesson with baby graves before, Gil Knox. That's correct. Yeah, and Demon Fire, yes, the epitaph on the grave gives a hint. You might not know why it's saying that, but then you'll find out eventually why it's saying that. So, let's see here. I mean, he'll probably take anything I've got. He said as he tried to do a thing. Right, but the graves, I forgot. Right, the graves are technically caches. So all I need to do is go to one of these. It's empty. All right. What have we got here? We got one in there. I've got one here. Oh. We in the money now, people. We're going to stack bug a bit, because if a full stack of these is worth about 100 sovereigns, we're about to make some mad coin. So we're going to do this until we're full. This is like kind of amazing because it is so close to the store that it's... Don't drag that one. Drag the one of them. So yeah, here's how. So we can explain how the stack bug works if you're interested. Is that you take one of something, put it in a cache. The cache has to be full. Nothing else fits in here now. Only this fits in here. Some caches have space for more items. Graves generally only have the space for the item that was in it originally. This was the Weed Walker one, so there was one space open. So have one of something in there that's a stackable item. In this case, pick locks. Take another one of those things and toss it on the thing. It will be like, oh, you're trying to put in one in there? No, it actually thinks you're trying to put a whole bunch in there. Then just rinse and repeat. And I definitely mean repeat. He can't fit all those. So we're going to say none. We're going to put some in there. We're going to drag one in there, and I'm going to put one over here. You kind of end up setting up a rhythm for how this all works. Oh, he's going to have lots of space. We're about to make a shit ton of money here. This is great. This is great because we'll make a lot of money right away. And I don't have to we probably won't ever have to stack bug this stuff again. The restoratives thing I thought was the way to go, but the pick locks thing is clearly way better. Don't do that. I want to give it to Owen because Owen's has only the one in here currently. So what's funny is that this game, people are asking also, where can I get this game? And to be clear, the game is available. It was available for free on Sierra's site, the floppy disk version. 1.01 was the original floppy disk version. You won't be able to find that anymore, but that means that abandonware sites did pick up a copy of it when it was made available. And so you can download for free the DOS 1.01 version of this game. The next version of this game was 1.02. It fixed a couple of bugs in the game. There's one called the Nailer's Rib bug. There's a couple other things it fixed. They never fixed the stack bug or some of these other things that are in the game. Because I'm playing on 1.02 right now. That's the one that made it onto CD that has all the CD music as well. So if you want, the way I feel about it is if Sierra made the game available for free, they weren't concerned at all about the game being out, because they were like, we want people to play the game because we want people to get excited about Betrayal at Antara, or maybe it was Return to Krondor. I can't remember which one they were doing this as a bonus for. I feel as if the game is it's not public domain. It's not really abandonware, but it is like this game was made available for free for people to play, and I'm like, then go find a copy of it and play it. You won't get the CD version of it. You won't get the CD soundtrack. But yeah, you can, like Arclight says, it's for sale with another game, with another Krondor game, or Betrayal Antara, I think it is, for $7. So do that. I went and got the version from GOG. You can get the one from Steam or from wherever you want to go, wherever all fine games are sold. I got the one from GOG because I like GOG, because of their whole like we're trying not to DRM the games, but also I wanted to have something that was just kind of packaged, ready to go. I didn't want to spend a lot of time futzing with stuff. I regret that in a way because I'm gonna have to probably get a better version of DOSBox set up so I can maybe do things like adjust all sorts of volumes or do all this other kind of stuff. I know that somebody mentioned Defend Reloaded as a DOSBox manager as a way of like using that to be able to make adjustments to my DOSBox configuration, and I might just end up doing that. Again, it's hard here also at the house because I only spend, so I'm repeating what I said in the first stream, so for people who don't know this, but I only get to use this space when Heather's not using this space, because this is her streaming setup, and this is also where she does the bulk of her work for Loading Ready Run. So I'm not that concerned about I need to make these adjustments and do them right away and get all this stuff through. We will get there. This game is going to last several sessions. I'm expecting at least to match what Paul did. It might go longer. I hope not. And if it does start to seem like it's going to go really long and we can't get anybody else on the show for whatever reason, I'm not going to sew this up for a year. But man, if it starts to take a long time, I might just straight up be like, you know what? It's fine. We don't need to do any more of this right now. We're going to take a break. We're going to let somebody else play, and then I'll come back and visit. All right, so that's Gorath full. So now we need to fill. We need to fill the remainder of spaces over here that Owen has, because why wouldn't we? He's got one space left. Well, he's going to have two spaces left, technically. I think that'll do. I think that's going to make us sufficiently rich. The party's stack bug ability has increased. God, if I came back and it's like, oh, we're closing for the day, I'm like, shit. Oh my god. Oh my god. Do you need 1,000 lockpicks, my dude? Because boy, do I have lockpicks for you. Or I guess pick locks is what they're called in the game, so. Yeah, this game was not set up with the idea of like having an economy in mind. To be like, there's only so much every store has. It's like, no, that's not the case. And I can now give Lockie a full set of pick locks to have as well. This is madness. You know what this means? We could go to Lamut and we could buy really nice crossbows. Oh, and I'm kind of feeling that, in fact. All right, I don't need these four. And in fact, I don't need these, and I don't care what he gives to me for them, because at this point, money's money is all that money's. Oh my god. Whew. Don't need that. Take it. I don't need it. Anyway. And frankly, I don't need these torches because we're gonna buy a Ring of Prandir. I feel like I should just buy a Ring of Prandir and be done with this. Right, I can't give you those things. Haggling is still on? Good, because we're we're gonna haggle over this ring. Yes! And this practice loot. No, give it to me. Give me the cheap loot. All right. Oh, it's haggling ability going up. I'm so fucking glad for him. All right. No, the loot. Give me the loot. Nope, nope, nope. Give me the loot. Oh my god. No, we're coming back in. Maybe I should, if I don't get the loot, I'll haggle everything, but if I get the loot, we'll just leave. Alright, we haggle everything. Sure, why not? I just sold these to you, but I wish to haggle over getting them back. Right, can't do that. Oh, that takes a while. Great. Let's see. Practice loot again. Yes. All right, that's mine. I'll just see if I can't get another one. No, that's fine. Aces. We do not have more gold than we can ever use, trust me. But we do have enough gold that we can kind of get tricked out, which is going to be really nice here. But before we do that, Owen's going to improve his barding skills. What time is it? Oh, it's late. Well, we'll do this into the night. It'll be fine. Books in this game work the same way. They'll have a certain number of charges in the book, and then when you read them enough times, the book falls apart. And we used up rations while doing all that, so that's fun. Let's see here. Let me give you a couple. Well, it's a practice loot, so it sucks. 75%. Okay, that went up like about 9%. And they're closed. Okay. Sleep until almost morning. Actually, maybe we'll just sleep until actual morning. Okay. No one is in that house. A woman was on her way out. I really can't stop to talk, she said, while tying an apron around her waist. My husband Ethan's just taken off on another of his scavenging trips for the Three Hillman. Oh, runs the pawn shop. And I need to watch the place for him. He's always coming back with heaping offers of stuff that people have just lost or dropped places. Come by sometime. A few moments she had hurried out of sight. This place is abandoned. Arrows, you say? Well, if I ever need arrows, I know how to get way more arrows. All right. That's the store. A man stumbled outside. I'm Murray, town undertaker. Who's kicked it? He asked and amended. I mean, who has departed to the other side? You don't sound as if you believe in life after death. The only thing lively going on in the graveyards is thanks to the living, he said with a chuckle. Only last month I was talking to the gravedigger who tended Lamoot's yard. Told me someone had gone into his yard and dug a new grave. He had no idea who's under the stone. Why doesn't he go and dig it up and see? Locklear asked. He tapped the side of his head. He's afraid a shade will get him. Supernatural humbo, if you ask me. What's dead stays dead. Never seen a ghost in my life. Goodbye, gents. It's clear we're not burying anybody, so... Again, why you don't dig up every grave. Shades. Right, the tavern is closed. Not for long, it isn't. They entered a cheery common room, as if grown from the floorboards themselves. A middle-aged man appeared on the spot, and he showed them to a table set next to a roaring hearth. Geoffrey, owner of the tavern, he said with a pleasant smile. Might I interest you in some food today? Yes. Splendid. What would you like? Nothing. Okay, so we've come all the way to Tirsog. I'm going to save the game, and we're going to take a quick break, and we'll figure out what we're going to do next after this. Actually, let's just leave it on this screen when we go to commercial, because I don't know if there's anything else I have to do off screen. Oh, I could bard some more. You know what? I'm going to do that. I'm going to go buy another thing. We're going to go back to Lamoot for crossbows, I think. Definitely. Unless there's like a better thing that something I can be doing before we get back to Lamoot, because there is a reason to be exploring this area. I'm looking for Brother Jeremy as far as the walkthrough is concerned. So you should look for Brother Jeremy. I'm like, okay. So I'm going to buy another loot. I'm going to bard while we're at commercial, and then we will come back. I'll probably have to end up buying more rations as well if I stay there long enough. You'll hear me barding, I'm sure, in the off time. But please enjoy these commercials. I'll see you in a minute. All right, welcome back. In this remaining time that we have, now that we've made a lot of money, we've saved the game. Barding is picked still. I want to get haggling on everybody because we're going to go back in and haggle just a little bit more. We're going to go after one more practice loot, and I'm going to trick out Owen's playing. I've been ducking the music a bit because I don't have many other ways to control it. Nope, we're going to come... Oh, wait, you know what? Just get him to tell me everything's unavailable. That's all I need to do at this point. Just need to succeed in haggling more often with this dude. It's fine. It's neat that, like, when you sell a thing back, if he has, like, duplicates of those, he's like, I'm not selling you any of them now. I'm like, I don't give a shit whether you want the really nice one or not. I'm not selling you even the crappy one. Wait, did the practice loot not get made unavailable? Guess not. I thought it did. There we go. I really like the store music. And I know that it's frustrating because I'm listening to the CD audio that it just stops after a little while. I will eventually fix the audio in this game, but not today. Leave. I would hope so. Yeah, the whole game started because Owen stumbled into their camp, and because they had just been attacked, he stumbled into their camp and he helped to heal Locklear. And Gorath was in manacles because they're trying to get Gorath from where he's from, which is from the Northlands. He's trying to get to Krondor to warn Prince Arutha of something that's happening. I think it's because Gorath doesn't really want a war. And so making him look like, well, he's a Mordril. He's an elf, but he's a... There we go. Sure. and so technically is an enemy of the kingdom, and so people are going to be like wary of him. And at this point, or at the point that Owen discovers him, then Gorath like leaps up and is like, wait, no, there's an assassin in the camp. And then Gorath, in his chains, manages to kill the dude who came after you guys. And Locklear decides, okay, I've had enough of this. I'm taking your chains off. We're gonna have to come up with a new cover story or something. We're gonna have to come up with a new cover story. And so he decides that the best thing to do is just like, okay, you're just visiting, you're an elf, you're doing whatever, we'll be okay. Let's not worry too much about this. And then they're on their way to Krondor. And I start near Yavin, which is in the like a western area of the map, and all I have to do is just a straight shot south, and I'll find guys I have to fight, because it's an RPG, you find guys you have to fight. But it's just a straight shot south, and it should be easy for me to get there. But there's all this other stuff I could be doing if you explore. There's all sorts of things buried in and around, and little side quests and chances to get strong, and that's what we're doing right now, is getting strong. For instance, right now we're getting strong at playing the... Oh, wait, hang on. Let me turn that up. We're getting strong at playing the lute. Yeah, my boy got good. And I believe the better you are, the higher your take home. 86 is pretty good. You know what? Let's just buy another loot. Oh. I just sat outside his place, just strumming the lute. That shit is loud. Oh, nope. Nope, can't do that. He has to be good at haggling first. Whole group has to be better at haggling. I mean, I guess if the practice lute only helps whoever is like currently playing the lute, so that's fine. And as much as I'd like to max out everybody's skill, nice, got that immediately. Might as well do everything else. But yeah, as much as I'd like to be able to just do everybody's maxed out skill for everything, kind of unnecessary with barding, because it's always the person who plays, I believe, is the only person who is highest whenever you walk into it, whoever is highest in your party. So it means that when we end up changing guys into the party, we might have to just do a bunch of barding again to get somebody's level up higher. We'll see. But by that point, if I have the money, which I seem to have the money, I can just go buy a few loots and be done with it. Good for us. %, that's probably not bad. 59%, that's probably not bad. 26%, that's still pretty bad. All right, Owen. I did put barding on for you, right? Yep. Let's get you cranked up to 99%. I don't think it's a 1% gain for every play. It'd be great if that's what it was. I'm just not sure. 4, 3, 2. Let's hear it. Ed Roach asks, do you know if the Road Quest water bottles are coming back? Mine broke and I'm dying. Okay. If anybody wants something from the store, I have to order minimums. That's tough then, right? It's like I have to be able to say I'm putting in this. He only knows the one song. Owen only knows the one song. So if you are interested in something, Um, put your email address in the list. I do check that. I'm always going to check in the back end of the shop. I'm the one who looks after the shop. At store.loadingreadyrun.com, where you can buy all sorts of stuff that we have. And for example, a lot of people are like, I need a new Jundam Out playmat. So I have ordered reprints for a lot of our playmats. And so if you don't do that, then there's no way I know that you want something. And because we've sold, was it 400? 300 to date? I didn't get 300 made all at one time because we didn't know how popular the bottle was going to be. So I've had to make a couple prints of it. The orange bottles from Contigo's kind of changed what it is that they're doing in terms of like available stock and how they want to print stuff. And so the company that I'm printing with warned me, it's like, we only have what's left of that stock, and when we run out, we run out. So I might not be able to get the orange Road Quest water bottle from the place that I normally get it from, and then setting it up at another place might be cost prohibitive to actually making more in the first place. So if enough people are interested in getting more of these, then I will make more of them. Also, they take up space in our warehouse, and I have to pay for that. If now here's another thing. Ed Roach says, I tried to find an alternate top. Your lid broke, not the bottle itself, but the lid broke. Okay, if you live in the U.S., Ed Roach, you can contact Contigo. You can go to their website and you can buy replacement lids from them, and they're like $3 or $4, I think, and then there's maybe shipping on top of that. If you live in Canada, you're effed because shipping's going to cost you like $40 probably. But if you live in the States, it's probably cheaper, and you can just get yourself a replacement top or maybe a couple if you want to ensure, and get them in different colors if you want to have something different or neat. That's what I would recommend. If anybody has a water bottle like mine broke, but you live in the States, go to the Contigo website, buy yourself a replacement top. No need to buy an entire new bottle at that point. And we aren't going to stock those because there's really no point in doing that. But man, do I like our bottles, and man, do I want to do another bottle at some point. I just don't know when or how. So yeah, I'm always looking. I'm always going to consider that. It says the party, but it always just really means me. Booyah, 98%. And when we go into a place to bard, I will probably turn everybody's stuff back on, but I don't really have to worry about that anymore. So now Owen, who is our bard and not our spellcaster, is gonna do great. The bottle you're looking for, I believe I said on the website what it was. It was the Contigo Kangaroo. It is the only bottle they make that looks like that has the pocket and everything else, I believe. So you should be able to find it fairly easily. Right. So what we want to do, we've been through Tirsog, and how much do we have in terms of 14, 13, 13? That's probably fine. Sure, we're not going to starve yet. What we want to do now is we want to head back towards, I guess we've been staying up playing so much. What we want to do now is we want to head back towards places where we've already been, and we're going to see some dudes on the road that we killed. For example, this spellcaster. Now, if I remember correctly, there was like something in the walkthrough. They said there was something near here. Did we do this box already? Oh, we didn't do this box already. Silently, he stalks me, running as I run, creeping as I creep, dressed in black. He disappears at night, only to return with the sun. Any guesses from chat? People who aren't looking at... Yeah, everyone got it pretty much right away. Aha. Don't need those. Might as well keep those. A spy note, we'll take that. Eyes of Ishap, that could come in very handy. We do not need those. And do I want to bother taking them so I can sell them? Why, at this point, I got money I don't need to worry about selling stuff. We should put stealth on. I don't think it's going to help. Like, weed walkers are a hell of a thing if you want to be stealthy. Let's see here. Eyes of Iship. And the spy note. The Six have advised the field commander that Gorath of the Ardanian has now moved south. He may be accompanied by a seigneur of the Krondorian court. Be careful to monitor his activities and take measures where appropriate. We don't need to have... Spy notes are interesting to us because they reveal what's going on. But largely, you don't have to worry about it too much. Also, I remembered the trick now. If you come across a Mordril Wordlock case that has a spy note in it, no one will ever empty anything out of the chest. Whatever's in the chest, they will leave it the hell alone if they find a spy note, which means that anything you put in a Mordril Wordlock chest will stay there the whole game as long as there's a spy note in there as well, which I love as flavor because it basically means that if somebody opens a chest and discovers that there's a we're going west, right? Yeah, we're going west. That there is something in there, and they see that there's a spy note, they're like, maybe I just leave everything alone because I don't know who wants what's in here. All right. So now we're looking for a dude that I killed. There he is. And I want to go to this house. The face of the door was covered in a pattern, a strange semicircle formed of oily black smudges that joined to the iron door latch. On closer examination, it seemed that the smudges were actually fingerprints of some kind. I really should have that cleaned, I suppose. Locklear jerked upright at the sound of the gruff voice. He goes, I really should have that cleaned, I suppose. I'm not going to do a lot of voices here. Padding from around the corner of the house, a balding man stopped next to Owen and held a palm stained with black ink. A scribe tends to make quite a mess. Occupational hazard. Scribe? Among other things, he said. Currently I have accepted a commission on behalf of a traveling merchant to do a survey of all the mercantile boxes in the area. He cast a knowing look at Gorath. the chests. Perhaps you would be interested in helping? And what would we profit of it? Gorath asked quietly. Information, the scribe replied. I've acquired a book that I think you'll find very interesting. There's a box just west of Hawk's Hollow on the southern side of a small hill. Find out what's in that box and I'll give you the book. Now leave me, I have much work to do. So, box just west of Hawk's Hollow, southern side of a small hill. Jeremy answered their knock at the door. My friends, I see that you returned. What can I tell you of the box I asked you about? Lockley rubbed a loose floorboard with the tip of his boot. We don't know. I will not give you the book until you tell me the contents of that box. I told you before, it's west of Hawk's Hollow and south of a small hill. Now go. I just thought in case, because we went to Hawk's Hollow, that maybe I've already gotten that box, but yeah, it turns out we didn't. There's a dead dude. Did he have anything on him? No, we stripped him clean. And we're gonna camp out for the night. I could probably turn my Ring of Prandir on. That would probably help. So what we are doing now is... I'm just gonna roll back here a minute. So Jeremy, that's Brother Jeremy. He's let us know about the chest west of Hawk's Hollow, and he'll give us a book. And we did a... Oh, wait. Did I do that weird thing? Maybe I didn't. That's the two dudes. Where's the one dude? There's the one dude. Directly north of him is something. Ah, there we go. It's a hole. Oh, who gives a shit? Certainly not me. Don't need those. The walkthrough I'm following isn't specific about what you'll find in places because that's a little bit of a spoiler. I believe both of these dudes, we picked them clean as well, didn't we? Yeah, those were poisoned rations. And that's nothing. And that place up there is a shed where somebody is working on exploding chests. And I believe this is Yavin. But I won't know it until I click it. We made it back to Yavin. Now, I thought I had some stuff I want to get rid of in Yavin. I do. Look at that. Oh, yes. Made it in time. That is some armor. Tuck that audio a hair. Take that. Shall. Take that. I shall. Take that. I shall. That's repairable. We're going to repair it before we sell it, because that's worth to somebody to get better at doing a thing. Let's turn his weapon craft on, turn stealth off. Didn't think I need to do that. Just want to try anyway. Sell that. Nice. Hello, Raiders. So technically, like, great swords are pretty good. Keshian Tapirs are pretty good. Let's just have a quick look here. How would I like to just burn through a whole bunch of people in a big damn hurry? I'm just gonna look at the web thing here. So great swords are elven. They are better than Keshian Tapir in this case. Keshian Tapir is a human thing. It looks like great swords have a higher base damage and strength and have good accuracy on them. But the base price of a greatsword is 600, and the base price of a Keshian Tapir is 375. So they are... God, is it worth getting them? Oh, interesting. You have to keep their you have to keep great swords like polished. I mean, elven armor sounds good, but I don't want elven armor. I want dragonplate armor. Like, if we're gonna have money, we might as well money all our money. 780 seems a lot, and I have no idea where the best shop is to go buy stuff. That's the problem. There is a shop index. If not, you can use the shop assistant. And, God. Tell me things, shop assistant. Oh, each shop has a haggling code. You can figure out the exact mechanisms of haggling. Oh my God, people have torn this game to pieces. Oh, Jesus. Oh, there's so much math. Oh, good for them. I am pleased. All right, so indexes of shops, that hardly helps. Is there any... What was in Hawks Hollow again? The Woolen Man. That's a that was a gem shop, right? Zune had the herbal shop. Okay, Zune is a place where you can sell like anything that's like an herbal thing. Sarth is a magical shop, I believe. We haven't been to Sarth yet, but we'll get there eventually. Yes, they sell magical stuff. Is there anywhere else in this thing we're going to go to? Oh, L'Oreal is a Kingdom Goods shop. They have all the Kingdom Goods stuff. They do not have anything that I want. Lamut is where I buy some of that stuff. Krondor, what did they have? Hard to buy. They have some nicer stuff, but not the nicest stuff. God, I might have to go even further east. Oh man. Yeah, 780 does seem like a lot for someone who can't generate infinite money. Yes. I just wanted to see if there was a place to get it that's any cheaper. Um, there are basic prices on everything that then have a modifier made to them, I guess, where it's like the basic price of a Keshin Tapir is 375 sovereigns, but there's what they have a buy price, and I guess what that means is that you add that 131 onto 375, and that gets you up to for 500 and some. So this Keshin Tapir might actually be a little cheaper than I would find in other places. Am I in Yabin right now? Yeah, I'm at the crossroads. Or is this about how much it costs for things to be different? Oh, God, I don't know what they mean by all this stuff. That sucks. But I don't think I'm going to get to a place where I can buy some of this stuff cheaper at this point. So it's probably safe to say that if I want, I can just get some great swords, and I only have to buy two of them, right? Like it's not that big a deal. Yeah. Then I can just have that for the time being, and I can get better armor as we start like going through the rest of the game. Um, Stands to reason that's probably. I mean, we're doing okay, and everyone's fairly weak, so maybe I should just go buy really nice crossbows. That's what I should be concentrating on. I think is just go get some really nice crossbows, start doing that, and then I can do the broken crossbow trick at some point too. Are any of these places inns? I forget if there are inns in Yavin. That's his aunt's house. I think that's an inn. No, and this is the dude who lives here, right? All right, well, I guess we're just going to hang out for the night. Well, I guess we're going to Lamut. We already know about the broken ruby. We're going to come across Philip again here in a second, I bet. Oh, we didn't this time. Oh, yep. Got nothing to say to me yet. That's fine. I think we looked in here. Maybe we didn't. Rations are important. And so is that. 10 aventurine. We're going to need to buy some rations when we get to another place. But that's okay. That is Lamut. First, however, I did hear that there was a graveyard. Might as well use that shovel. Miriam Hasselkalf, to the drawer of net she took her key. Probably keys? Nope, just a body. He told a lie and paid the price. Just a body. In death, her face was that of a sovereign. Okay, and her name is Goldie. That's what I mean. Sometimes it's just bad puns. Rosa Lamutian, her face was sweet and her hands could heal. Oh, maybe some sort of healing stuff. Aventurine, all right, that's nice. A bone did him in. All right. His fish didn't get away. Jad Peebles, he engaged in his last undertaking. Oh, a spy note. What's it say? Please relay our thanks to the Six for the shipment of magical traps, the which we have employed has been informed not to step between them. She's promised she shall test them at her leisure. Delete that. God, there's so many graves here. As you are, I once was. As I am, you will be. So that sounds like a warning. Just put down a bookmark and open it. No, just a body. Okay. Just the kind of, you're going to die someday. A cat occur, we loved him still. Told a lie and paid the price. We tried that one already. Engaged in last undertaking. We already got that one. Fish didn't get away. Touched by flames for honor's sake. Clementella pecta. Hell yeah. Flaming arrows? Flaming quarrels, I guess. His chest was opened by a mortal. Oh. Stranger. No body. No. I guess that's it. Let's go into Lamut. Now, when you can go into places like this, generally everything's kind of open, right? Also, this being a cache, we could use this for our stack bug if we wanted to as well. There's an inn, there's a shop. Maybe we'll go to the inn. I could talk, we can bard. Probably. Owen played. His fingers slid easily over the lute's fingerboard as he moved between chords of This Kingdom Mine, the notes filling him up as well as guiding him forward. Quietly he began to sing the refrain. This kingdom mine, with my blood I've paid, to guard against all who oppose her. When at last he had finished with the tune, he found his audience was sitting in stunned silence, their gazes all fixed on him. That was beautiful, the tavern keeper said. Reaching into his pocket, he removed 60 sovereigns and placed them in Owen's hand. This is why you bard. That's the cost of 2 loots. I just made my money back. I mean, if we hadn't actually, haggled. All right, Simani. Nothing to learn. All right. The dwarf has nothing to say to us. The barmaid. We have 10 of these each. Probably going to need... we'll take another 14. Well, I mean... Oh, and I went up 1. That's cool. I even... Like, the fact that I went up in barding and I just didn't give a shit. I was like, well, what if I just didn't turn barding on? And I guess maybe I should have, so that everyone could have enjoyed getting a chance to benefit from that, but whatever. Haggle. Absolutely. You can have all of them, Owen. We'll split them later. This dude. This is just like mostly, yeah. Where are you headed? So the man accepted their company. Owen chatted idly with the rough-looking fellows. Gorath looked on, making certain that in his ebullient mood, the magician didn't slip and give away the true purpose of their travels. So where are you headed? The man asked, describing a large arc with his ale cup. Any place interesting? Actually, we're not headed in any specific direction, Gorath intervened. We're wandering, looking for an employer. Treasure to watch, caravan to guard. The man snickered. Or a caravan to steal from, eh? Freebooters, then. Well, there's not much going on in the kingdom these days, not in the west. The prince has seen to it. His roads are safe and his vassals happy. For the likes of us, he's taken all the fun out of life. Locklear nodded. You're not the first one to say so. Yeah, let's stay for the night. Room's upstairs. This is one of the getting into bed with a whole bunch of people. We wake up in the morning. Guest book was open. Intrigued, Locklear checked to make certain the Nightmaster wasn't coming, then scanned the pages. While there weren't any names familiar to him, he was puzzled by a red circle that had been drawn around their false traveling names. Get your nose out of there, the Nightmaster snapped, appearing in the doorway. That's private information. Only business you have here is signing up for another night. Is that what you want? Maybe? Yeah, it's probably worth it. Stay a couple days. No reason to go back here, I don't think. We go talk to Captain Belford again. Exchange stories and information. All news exhausted. They shook hands and said goodbye. There's really nothing going on that's that interesting so far. And in the shop is where we buy some crossbows. Oh, these are expensive crossbows. Well, nothing ventured, nothing gained. Oh, yes. He dropped 90 sovereigns off that. Yeah, I'll take it. And we'll give one to Gorath as well. That's not bad. So now they're going to need arrows. Oh, what's this? Oh, okay. So I didn't have to, but yes. This is archery to improve archery. Weed walkers are 165 gold right off the top. That's pretty good. Let's see if anybody else... Is he going to drop price on these? Oh, he will. Now we'll just keep going. Calem's Dialectic. 222. Nah, it's fine. Gonna make it unavailable? I mean, if I turn on the... If I turn it on... Oh yeah, we can dupe the Flaming Quarrels, absolutely. Anything that stacks in this game we can dupe. We can go back to the graves and we can just dupe those all day. And maybe that'll be worth it for the time being. It might just be worth it to like take those arrows and dupe them for the sake of... I don't think he dropped his price. He just won't... He's just straight up won't... Sorry, I barely make a profit off scrolls as it is. My suppliers don't haggle. The sight of these things scare off the more superstitious of my buyers. Take it at the price I'm asking or leave off. That's interesting. Yeah, I don't want your broadsword, dude. I just want to basically harass you into upping my haggling. I could dupe them in the river in town, actually. You're right, yeah. There's a cache there. I mean, I can buy, like, Elven Quarrels, that's really expensive, right? I'm not going to spend 192 on that when I can find those elsewhere. And if I can just get my normal Quarrels and do it, it's probably worthwhile. I don't think he's just going to deny me. Wow. That's weird. He said after he got immediately denied. And these boys now have some very nice elven crossbows. Now, I mean, I gave them both one. I probably didn't need to bother with that. I could have... but frankly, let's just give them both crossbows and get them working at that. If I had the broken crossbow trick is you buy a crossbow, like an elven crossbow, and then you use it until the string breaks. Then you come back to Lamut, because they like to buy crossbows here. You sell them the broken crossbow back, and they'll be like, oh, a broken elven crossbow? Well, that sucks. I guess we'll give you like nothing for it. That came down like quite a bit. And then he puts them in his shop because they're 0% crossbows. He puts them in the shop for 1 royal. Which means that now I can buy a broken elven crossbow for 1 royal. And if I do that, it means that I can buy a light bowstring, which is 22 gold, and I can get a elven crossbow for basically 1 royal and 22 gold. Less if I haggle. So if I had opted to do that, we could have saved like 700 there. That would have probably been fine. But frankly, now that I know that I can just stack pick locks forever and ever, it's probably fine if I don't do that just yet. I will come back here and do the thing, because if it means that later in the game I need to come back and buy more crossbows, that makes that a little easier. But anyway, we're done here, and we're going to go into the cache, and we're going to find those flaming arrows. Give one to you and put it in the bag. And I believe there's only space for one thing in the bag. I can't remember. We'll see. There's space for only one thing in the bag. Gorath gets crossbow or quarrels. The thing about the flaming quarrels is that they give you a hit to accuracy, which is probably fine, because if we're trying to break our crossbows, or at least a crossbow, that's probably okay to do. Put that back over here, and we'll just dupe these real fast. So I also have, everybody has normal arrows as well for the time being. Though 25 is a lot, Jesus, like, yeah, maybe that's fine. Gorath, you have these. I think that's okay. I think what we got going on here is going to be fine. Yeah, the item duping in this game can definitely break the kind of available money you need. And our haggling went up, so that's good. But for now, what we're going to do is go to the Macmordain Kadal, and we're going to start walking around. And because I have that Ring of Prandur, that's hopefully going to be enough to... we're not going to worry about stealth at the moment. Oh, right, and Owen has so many spells now. He has Scent of Sareg for trap chests. He has Eyes of Ishap that can sense vessels, which means cast the thing, and it'll show you in... You cast it for 10, it'll show you in the entire area that you're in if there's any chests around you. So that's easy to do. Then I also have Stardusk, which can create light above ground, but it means it creates light above ground, which means you can't be in a thing. I don't think you can use Stardusk to actually down below. And because it's 48 minutes time the cost, and you had to cast it for 5, it's like, well, that's under 5 hours that you're going to get for 4 hours, I guess is what you're going to get out of that, which is not a lot if you're exploring underground anyway, so it really is a big stamina hit. Probably not worth doing. And we did this chest, right? We sure did. All right. Into the Mac. I want to double check that I didn't miss anything that I didn't want to get caught up on at this point. Yeah, we're basically where we're at. Now that we're in here, this is the get about your business going to look for. And again, that same thing where Nadir shows up. So if we're coming through here, yes, there's a problem. You can't do whatever. Anything else you may be wanting? No, we talked to Nadir last time. So now we activate this. And it's a torch. And I believe it's a torch for 24 hours. So last time we did this, we turned left immediately. We haven't explored everywhere yet. So we're just going to really just give her. Came in here, which is fine. And I believe the only way out was to the right. Or to the left, rather. Ah, another word lock box. I like these. Although my cow is dead, I continue to beat her. What a racket she makes. Oh, I hope some of you aren't looking these up in the thing, but yeah, drum is great. That's so good. And some more weed walkers for the cost of nothing, which is pretty good because that puts the two guys at very high stealth. Not a bad place to be. There are no other things in this room. Ah, yes. Oh. I guess if you really want to fill it a map. Nice to know that this has some mapping built in for you then, right? And that's a column. Sure is. Okay, so where we're at, that's zoom out. There's nothing along the edges of this room that I need to worry about. I think that means we just need to get out of here. Oh wait, is this a new one? A new way out? That is the way out. Okay, we're at the crossroads. We're going to turn left again to go right in front of us. And you got to go slow through here. I could just slam on the gas, but I also don't want to like encounter a pit or anything. Aha. Something or someone screamed a warning. By the time we reached the users of companions, Locklear had already assessed the situation and stood poised for the first strike. Within seconds, the battle was joined. I believe we have advantage here. We do. So Flamecast, 3 times the cost, line of sight, does area fire damage, so good old fireball. That's Invitation. We've used that once already. Spare the Eyes makes people blind. And Gift of Sung is the healing thing. The absolute best thing Owen has is this ability to blind people, as far as I'm concerned. Because it means that they don't move and they don't attack. Rest once. Guys are getting better. Can rest again, I think. Get as far away as you can. And then block him in. Oh, you suck. Cast that again. There we go. Yeah. Map's got me here. Must fill in the map. It's like, yeah, must fill in the map. Jesus. Pretty good so far. Go through the corpse. Oh, he's got a mortal lamprey as well. Well, grab all the gear. We can sort it out later. Generally, when you have done some of this stuff too, it's usually a good idea to spend the time repairing your shit. So we're going to just turn on weapon craft for everybody. I don't need to turn on for him. He's not going to repair a weapon. And we'll do weapon craft. Drag that to Gorath. And Gorath is going to do weapon craft on a few things. In fact, I'll give him that sword and he can repair that one too while we're at it. Better than Lockie's. Here, Locklear, have that. This is repaired, right? Yeah, that's repaired. Let's give Gorath all the swords. because why not? And turn his weapon craft off. And we'll turn on his armor craft. And we'll just turn on Owen's armor craft. Why not? Where's the bang boy? There it is. He didn't get hit. Good for him. I don't think the guys got hit either. We have 2 hammers now. That's pretty good. All right, if you use something that doesn't work on something else, he'll do things like this. Gorath halted. As if seeing the armorer's hammer for the first time, he held it up for inspection and shook his head. I've got to get my mind on the business at hand, he muttered with self-deprecating humor. Next, I'll try putting jam on my sword and eating toast laced with silverthorn. Silverthorn is poison. Okay. Crawl forward. There's a chest over there. Let's go over there. Ah! That's a problem. Didn't save before coming in here. Should have checked for the trap chest. Oh well. Right. So now, I think one of those does what? It does healing. That takes the near death down, right? 55%, that helps. And when you use up a stack, it stops using it. So if I sleep here for... wait, how is Lockie doing? Locklear's fine. Owen's the one who has the real problem. So if we all say, let's agree to camp, how is Owen doing? Not bad. Camp a little longer. Owen healed a bit. So near death is treated like a status effect. Right. I don't think doubling up is going to help me much here, actually. Oh well. And if we camp just a little bit longer, we can probably stave off some of that with some restoratives. There we go. I can see why. Might as well take the better shovel. A non-stackable item. Let's see here. We could camp another day. I gotta hand out rations, actually. Well, maybe we'll do that once we camp another day. There, that's not so bad. Ain't great. Though, looks like our health and stamina went up. So that's something. You're going to need like 4, 10, 10, and 8. That'll be fine for now. Activate that ring again. So, next time I come across a chest, what do? We cast the spell that looks for traps. I don't think there's anywhere else out of here. Nope, that's solid walls. And I believe we have to turn right. We do. Yeah. Did I gain max XP from being hurt? Maybe, right? It was indeed a learning experience. I gained a good experience by doing that. So what I'm going to do now, actually, I'm going to drop a save right now. And call it 7. Was that actually 7, or did I just save over 6? I did save over. I did make 7. Okay. Keep rolling. Hey, look, a chest. No, we should. You fucking kidding me? I'm not going to open that. Oh, candle glow. Oh, I can use this down here. Okay, so if I really needed to, we could cast candle glow. That's pretty good. And now he will be able to sense if something has been trapped. Owen stared at the chest. With great concentration, he closed his eyes and pictured the chest in his mind, studying the wooden grain metallic bands until the aim seemed to come closer and closer, until he was not only seeing the chest, he was seeing inside the chest. I believe it is safe. Shall we attempt to open it? Yes. Ah. Ah, hell. I'm not going to worry about getting my stealth on. Defense, casting, armorcraft. Take that off. Good to go. Oh, that's a lot. A group shambled towards them. Worshippers of Griswa, the red-jawed hunter, the group moved in a disorderly clump, the hollows underneath their vacant eyes adorned with blood-colored whorls of pigment. Displaying a 3-fingered hand, the ritual mutilation of the priestly caste, a large figure asks, "Today, Griswa ordains that you shall be his prey." Oh, this could be rough. So on the plus side, I know that the guy in the yellow pants is a spellcaster. And if I'm not careful, I'm going to get my ass handed to me. Owen needs to break free of this situation so that he can actually cast some spells. Can Loki catch him? He can. Can Gorath maybe? We'll find out. He can't. Okay. Gorath's not fast enough. Great. I don't know what happened to Locklear, and I'm worried. And I can't cast spells unless I can get free. Good start. We're going to do this to the archer as well. I am more afraid of that dude, so we're going to get over there. And what else? He's blind, dude. He can't see. Oh, good. Okay, we'll blind him again. Yeah, having yellow pants is about the easiest way to... Oh, we could try... Make this a battle of... Oh, this is going to be fun. Meanwhile... Yeah, I'm going to run out of anything to do if I don't actually hit people. All right. Great. Herupumi. Can't actually get to him, so I'll make a wall. Good wall. This sucks. There we go. Owen is hurt. So strength went up for Locklear, which is good. Owen needs some sleep. Accuracy melee went up for Gorath. Hit fine. Do you guys have anything interesting? Got some of that, which is good. I'm less interested in that stuff for the time being. There's that key I was looking for. Give 4 to all. Rations are a good idea. Don't need your crossbow. Don't need any of these other things. Dragonstone. All right. Actually, having you have it is a little weird. I know there were 4 guys. Did we actually... Or were there 5 guys? We did that. Yeah, okay. We're good. You know, I might actually start giving people healing packs after we've been hit. Even if we can't actually like heal for long. Oh, we're gonna burn up this ring very fast. I might have to grab, if people have torches down here, I might have to grab them at some point. No pits yet, though. That's a good news. There's nothing over here. Right? Yes, there's nothing over here. Yeah, that's good. I like that. Do I wonder if healing packs actually heal can heal your stamina as well. Because that's something that, I mean, we could probably get. Oh, okay. Ah, okay. Yes, if you try to sleep when you shouldn't, on second thought, let's not sleep here, Locklear whispered, gathering his pack. I get an easy feeling someone may be watching us. Pick up your things as quietly as possible and let's move out. So that guy in the distance is probably a Brackner, but okay, yeah, that's all I can do. Okay. Let's activate that ring one more time. Did I use it twice? Christ, I hope not. Whatever. The ground shook. Some of the Brackner had sensed their approach and was lumbering towards them. Startled, Locklear braced himself, his wide eyes fixed on the titanic creature. Glancing over his shoulder, he clumped. This is going to be harder than I thought. Okay, so... my understanding is... you just do this... That's not bad. That's not bad either. Huh. What? 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 Holy shit. The battle is won. Search the body for supplies. Groth slid away from the dead Brackner. His tongue felt thick and adhesive, a bitter, chalky taste lingering in his mouth and nostrils. He hadn't expected the creature to emit the strange little cloud when it died, but he was glad the battle was finally over. Wanting air, Groth turned and nearly stumbled over a small, grinning dwarf. Ah, you've done it! I heard the conflagration down the shaft, but I had no idea what was happening. Congratulations! Right now, I think we'd all just use a rest. A rest you'll have, and you'll be a-needing it. You'll have to have your strength to be caring about all the golden rewards. Well done. Dwarf handed Locklear a pouch of gold coins and disappeared down the damn shaft of the mine. I guess we got paid. I have no idea how much we got paid. Anyway, there were chests in here. There it is. No, fucking no, not yet. It's safe, is the hope. Oh, why not? Let's turn Lockie's lockpicking on. Here I am being like, oh, I'm so nervous about what's about to happen. And ultimately, no, who gives a shit? Got it. Oh, the Guilder's passkey. We'll take torches just in case. The restoratives are fine. I think the restoratives are the thing you can use to get up over top of your 80% healing ability. And we'll take the ropes because that will help. Excuse me. His lockpick ability went up, you say. 67%, you say. Like, I will be clear. I like this system for managing your abilities. I think it's really cool. It's also a bit of pain in the ass. Oh, so you can look at the Brackner, but you can't get anything from it anyway, but it's still there. Oh, there's a dead dude here. What did you have? Spoiled rations? You've been here a while. Do the torches stack? I think torches stack. All right, so that's 11:30. I mean, technically, I could be done here. Ah, someone had shouted, hurrying down the corridor to see what the cause of the commotion was. Locklear was held by an angry-looking dwarf. "Naff out of the lad," the dwarf drawled. "I dinna care what Nadal may or may not have told you about what's going on down here. We've enough to do to clear out this mess without you interfering. Now go back the way you come and let us get about our work." When the dwarf couldn't be reasoned with, Locklear loped back down the corridor. Okay, so we cannot go down there, and that's fine. There sure are other places we can explore. God, I wonder if I should just save. Like, we did the thing we were supposed to do. And there's probably more fights down here. Like, there's one. How are we doing anyway? Maybe. Okay, here's what we'll do. We'll put a pin in it. Same pin that we had before. But we will call it. That's going to be the end of the stream for tonight. I should always save. It's a great idea. Glad we could do this. Let's get through reading subs and whatnot, because got to wrap up for the evening. And I'm gonna look over here because that's where you guys are. I want to say thank you to anybody who saw us on Twitch tonight, and people watching on YouTube. Hi, glad you're out there and enjoying the VODs after the fact as well. You can also back us on patreon.com/loadingreadyrun, and you can also hit up our store at store.loadingreadyrun.com. If you see stuff on the store that you want, but it says it's out of stock, put your email address down. The store will let you know when new inventory shows up. We don't use those email addresses for anything else because, frankly, I can't be bothered to do anything else with them at this point. We're going to clean out this mine, by the way. We're here. We might as well do some more fighting, level up, do whatever it is we need to do. We killed the Brackner. We're done. But, hey, why not just kind of see what else there is down here? There's a few more fights to have, apparently. All right, I want to thank, on Twitch tonight, all these subs and bits. For example, subs from I Am the Mid-Boss, Sniper Pumpkin, Gregory Van Mersquare. I believe some of these are probably from the previous stream, but this is where we're at. E-Block with 500 bits. And we all know the real betrayal at Krondor was the friends and co-workers we betrayed along the way. I like that we made along the way, but I like that we betrayed them along the way. Thank you to One of the Voice on your 3-year anniversary. Tajessa came back. Iced Sly came back. Kookaburra85, thank you. Type Pulsar85, thank you. Wiggins had that raid. Thank you for the 60 viewers, Matt. Moose That Smiles is back, as is Aziraphale's Shop. Call me CJ back for that sub, baby. I don't want to name anybody's baby if I can help it. You can pick a name from the game. I like Owen. I use Owen actually as a name for like a lot of my D&D characters. Almost used it for instead of Bonton, and I was like, I should really pick something else, and so I picked Bonton instead. And thank you to Kaijin no Tora for the 4 raiders that you sent a little while ago as well. I hope that everyone had a great time watching this. Now I can see the chat again. We will see you again in the future. I gotta amend that Lurbot thing that says you can buy MTG playmats and sleeves. You can't buy sleeves at the moment. We're not getting new sleeves printed just yet. I know we're collecting people's email addresses for them, and that way when we do finally get sleeves being made again, we will then notify everybody when the sleeves start to show up, I have a feeling. But there's right now, I don't even have anything in the works to make new sleeves, so don't hold your breath for that. But again, this has been Play It Forward. We've been playing Betrayal at Krondor. We just finished killing the Brackner in Makmordain Kadal, which is a mine, and we'll finish clearing out the mine a little bit later. We'll see you again, I guess, on Saturday, because that's the next one that's coming up. I get a couple days and then Saturday. So upcoming as well. Tomorrow is Chill Point. You get to watch a little Chill Point out of this room as well. And Friday Night Paper Fight, I believe, beyond that. And on Saturday, I don't know what else there is on Saturday, but I know I'm coming back from a Play It Forward on Saturday. I'm glad everyone's enjoying this. And I'm also, I gotta say, I'm glad that you're all being patient with me while I do the things that aren't strictly part of the game, such as let's walk around and do all this side questing. Let's do the stack bugs, like take the 5 or 10 minutes it takes to stack bug to make a whole shit ton of money. That's really great, because that has been causing me the littlest bit of anxiety, because I'm like, I want to make the game fun and show people how the game is played and let you enjoy things and kind of show you as much as I can, because there's stuff I've never done. I've never killed a Brackner before. I didn't realize it was that straightforward when you've tricked yourself out with elven crossbows and flaming quarrels, but there we go. So have a lovely night. We will see you again soon. Stay safe, stay healthy, stay inside if you can. And get that vaccine when it is available. Hopefully I'm going to get one too. I'm signed up at so many pharmacies to be let know when more of them come out. And at this point, you can jab whatever you want in my arm. I'll gladly take it. Have a lovely night, everybody.